Okay, this head is pretty ugly. I'm going to take a break from it because I'm not sure which direction I want to go. Let's go do something that I do know which direction I want to go. I'm going to give this guy talons. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm just going to tweak components here. Then I'm going to extrude this. And then I'm going to actually give it a couple divisions right here. And I'm going to change its thickness out and offset it down like that. I'm going to try to get it 0.01. I want to go too far. We'll just take it to there for right now, okay? So that's kind of like a talon. Not necessarily headed the right direction. That's okay though. It's easy enough to fix. We can just go into proportional mode, soft selection here, turn it on, and crank it up just a tad. Let's try 1. And then I will tweak that component, and we should be good to go. If I go to tweak components mode, could be able to move it over like that, and maybe even give it a bit of a spike up. Something like that. Now, to get that sharp, pointy, you know, like it's coming out of him, we can do is just add some edge loops here, right around there, and that will, right there. What that will do is create a sharper edge. So we'll go ahead and do that. Get out of that mode, and there we have somewhat of a talon. Let me show you a little trick where you can slide edges. So let's get out of proportional mode here. If I loop select these, there's actually a tool called Mesh Tools and Slide Edge right here. We haven't used this much, but it's really cool. So you basically select your edges, and then with your middle mouse button you drag. And so I can drag those edges closer together, creating an even sharper talon right there. Okay. And if I want it even sharper, I can continue adding edge loops. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next couple. I'll go ahead and in modeling the alien, what I'll do is I'll show you how to do it once, and then I'll just kind of speed through it, so you don't have to sit here and watch me and I have to make small talk, because no one likes that. In fact, I'm going to play music, because I like to just listen to music while I do this, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've added some. They're not perfect, but they're a step in the right direction. Okay, so I think one of the problems we're noticing here on my alien is when I hit 1, things are grossly out of proportion, and it's because we needed to add more detail and tweak components around. So I'm going to go in and fix a couple things on the hand here. Just by moving points around, nothing special. There may be something back here I have to delete. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I'm going to move points around and get the topology flowing right, and then I'll start adding more detail.
Yo sé que no vendrás, por eso ya tanto la olvido. Dejar un nuevo amor, tanto mejor, ay como el mío. la vive a mi manera. Yo quiero ser, hay nada más, preferiré y recordar un nuevo amor, tanto mejor. Quisiera olvidar tanto lo dejó, quisiera vivir, hay nada más, oh see my way.
Okay, so what I've done is I've just probably some of the things I did that I shouldn't have when I was modeling this guy. I was modeling a lot of times in smooth mode, which can be very deceiving. Sometimes you gotta switch back to this mode, number 1, so that you can really get things straight. Because we had this hand all over the place, and it still needs some work. But now it's way better when I go in and smooth it. I like that far better. Also gave the arm some better shape and some more definition. What you want to do is start adding in natural features like elbow, bicep, forearm, and add the necessary detail to create that. So I'm going to go down here to the leg and do some of that with like calves or whatever the crap aliens call these parts of their legs. So I'm going to go back to the music, and I will see you in a bit.
Last night I packed up all my clothing, bitch, I put the horse in yesterday. Hey, hey, hey. I tried to make it on my own, it gets a little lonely right down here. But my father told me, son, stand up, oh, the world is too crowded without love, and that's when she was right. Through my front door, like some kind of magic. All she got me asking, is this really real life? Is this really real life? Is this really real life? Last night I wrote my own confession, counted up my blessings from today. Hey, hey, hey. You got anything to slow my beating heart? It's just a little hard to believe you're here. But my father told me, son, stand up, oh, the world is too crowded without love, and that's when she was right. Through my front door, like some kind of magic. All she got me asking, is this really real life? Is this really real life? 'Cause I'm coming from nowhere and born out of nothing. She told me she don't care. She told me she loved me. You
Okay,
can't buy
so
this
I've done a lot of work, and it's still not great. One of the tricks of the trade is adding textures, and we will definitely be doing that. Another thing is I will probably just keep spending some time on this, tweaking it. Like this arm has very low detail, and it needs more, and I probably need to smooth it out a bit and fix some things. The leg's looking better, especially when I go to object mode here. It's looking better, but these are not smoothed quite right. It looks a little better than it did, and it's just a process of continually improving and improving. So I'm just going to keep working on it, listening to music, and I'll speed it up so you don't have to go through all that, but okay.
Pause all these words that we down. Hold me in the dark when the lights down. And give me your electric touch. Oh, I don't wanna think about these things. I just wanna be in your existence. So give me your electric touch. Electric touch.
Okay, here's a great opportunity to kind of, I know some of you are probably wondering why I'm moving points around so much. Why does it matter? We have quads, but what happens is when quads stretch out and become crazy like this, it doesn't create smooth topology, and you end up with problems later on when you're trying to add more detail. You end up creating all these crazy things you can't get through and can't see to. The trick is, and this is kind of an art form, but you'll get used to it as you work. The trick is you want to create more normalized polygons. What I mean by that is they're more like a square or like a rectangle and less like crazy triangles. Yes, this still has 4 sides, but it looks a lot more like a diamond or a triangle. You're trying to get them all to look more like squares. That's why I would move this one out here. I'm trying to get flow to be natural and smooth between points. And if you can do that, you'll have a much better rig. You'll be a much better modeler. And it's just the way it's done. So when I add a detail in here, because I wasn't normalizing them right, I was just working in smooth mode, I created a lot of problems for myself. So now I have to go back and fix a lot of that. So the trick is create smooth topology by making sure your polygons are less like triangles and less like diamonds and more like squares or rectangles. Okay, back to it. As a perfect example, I've got polygons here all the way around, but I'm stretching them really far. And what I needed to do was to add enough detail slowly enough so that I have to stretch polygons this far to get the shape I was looking for. So now I got to go back and fix all this, and it is a pain in the butt. Okay, so I've been tweaking around points like a crazy person, and I've had to speed it up just so you can get through it. And honestly, if I was a better modeler, I wouldn't have to go through this process. There's another thing we can do here. I've got all these sharp edges I want to get rid of. Okay, so I'm about to smooth this face. There's a couple things I want to change. We're getting really close though. And I'm going to do an operation that's going to help us smooth everything out. But I can tell right now this is probably going to be an issue right here. So what I need to do is go into component mode and shift delete, control delete that component. That gets rid of, should get rid of, yep, all the points in between. So I just hit shift delete there, and that deleted that. So now what I'm going to do is actually smooth all these points. So I'm going to save this. I'm actually going to go to my outliner here and make a copy. I've got it named head 2, head 3. Really, it should be body left side and body right side. So before I do that, I'm going to control D to duplicate these, and I'll hide these, control H, but I've got them right here. Not a big deal. Something happened with my texture here, not quite sure what, but I'm not worried about it for right this second. Let's see if I can't figure it out. Probably assign material. Lambert right there. Okay, so I've got this mesh right here. What I want to do is go up to mesh and smooth here. I'm gonna be on exponential. This is all fine. I'm gonna make sure I'm on smooth all and legacy. I don't want a lot of creasing. I'll hit apply, and what that did is that doubled my poly count and essentially smoothed everything out. And then if I hit 3, you can further smooth it like we were doing, but now he's just actually a smoother character. He's not perfect by any means, but I'm getting to that point where I need to move on, so I'm going to go ahead and call him good for right now. In the next tutorial, we will start texturing him, and then we will start rigging him. I'll see you then.